Do you ever feel like your legs just aren't what they used to be? Maybe you've noticed it's harder to get up from a chair, or walking up the stairs leaves you more out of breath than before. Some mornings, you stand up and feel that odd wobble in your knees, or a strange tingling in your feet. You may tell yourself it's just aging. I'm just getting older, you say. But what if I told you that these tiny changes, the ones you brush off, could actually be early warning signs of something much more serious? You see, your legs are more than just the limbs that help you walk. They're your foundation, your balance, your freedom. And when something goes wrong with them, it doesn't just affect how you move, it affects how you live. And yet, most people don't even realize their legs are under threat until it's too late. That's why today's video is so important. We're going to talk about 8 silent killers that attack your legs after the age of 60, often without you even noticing, until one day you fall, or can't get up, or need help just to cross a room. I want to help you catch these signs before they take away your independence. Because I believe, truly, that with the right awareness and simple changes, you can protect your legs, your strength, and your dignity as you age. So let me ask you something. Have you ever felt numbness in your feet, like they've fallen asleep for no reason? That, my friend, is not something to ignore. It could be a sign of nerve damage, often caused by poor circulation, diabetes, or compressed nerves in the lower back. It may start subtly, just a tingling at night, or a cold sensation in your toes. But over time, it can lead to loss of sensation, making it harder to walk, easier to trip, and nearly impossible to feel danger when you step on something sharp or hot. I once spoke to a gentleman named Mr. Tan, 72 years old, who told me he thought the numbness in his foot was just age. He didn't do anything about it. A few months later, he stepped on a small nail while gardening and never even noticed. The infection that followed led to a hospital visit and then a partial foot amputation. Now, his life has changed completely, and he told me, if only I had taken that first numbness seriously. The truth is, numbness is not normal, no matter how old you are. It's your body waving a red flag, asking you to pay attention. If you're experiencing it, please talk to your doctor. But also, you can start today by gently moving your feet every hour, massaging your legs to promote blood flow, and making sure you're wearing proper shoes that don't compress nerves. And here's another sign many people overlook: difficulty standing up from a low chair or bed. Do you find yourself using your hands to push yourself up, or pausing for a few seconds before rising, just to gain balance? That might be more than just stiffness. It's very likely a loss of muscle strength in your thighs and glutes, and that weakness, left unaddressed, can quickly lead to falls. Leg muscles, especially the quadriceps, are like your brakes and engine. They help you rise, walk, and stop safely. But after 60, our bodies naturally start losing muscle unless we work to maintain it. The process is called sarcopenia, and it's silent. You won't feel pain. You'll just start avoiding stairs, or feel more tired after a short walk. But avoiding movement makes it worse. That's the trap. And here's the thing. When your leg muscles get weaker, you start depending on furniture, walls, or even other people just to stand or walk. That may not seem like a big deal at first, but over time, every extra hand you need, every step you hesitate to take, is a small loss of freedom, and it adds up. I've seen many seniors go from being fully independent to needing help for even the simplest things, not because of disease, but because their legs were slowly, silently giving up. But it doesn't have to be this way. You can build back that strength, even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. One simple trick. Start by doing sit-to-stand exercises. Yes, just sitting down and standing up from a sturdy chair. Try doing that 5 times in the morning and 5 more at night. It's simple but so effective. This one small habit can literally rebuild the muscle you need to stay on your feet, stay out of the hospital, and stay independent. No gym, no fancy equipment, just your determination. Now let's talk about another silent threat that shows up in the most innocent way. Feeling unsteady or off balance when walking, especially on uneven ground or when turning around quickly. Some people call it a little wobble. Others laugh it off. Oh, I'm just clumsy. But here's the reality. That wobble could be your body warning you that your sense of balance is fading. And that's not something to take lightly. Balance is a combination of leg strength, coordination, inner ear health, and vision. When even one of those is compromised, you're at higher risk of falling. And for older adults, a single fall isn't just a bruise or embarrassment. It can mean a broken hip, months in a hospital bed, or never walking unaided again. I don't say this to scare you. I say it because I care. Because I've seen it happen to good people who didn't know the warning signs, or who waited too long to act. If you've noticed that you're holding onto railings more, or avoiding curbs, or even hesitating to walk outdoors alone, please listen to your body. That fear or hesitation is your signal. And guess what? There are ways to train your balance again. Try standing on one foot while holding a chair for support. Start with 10 seconds per leg. Or try walking heel to toe in a straight line. These exercises may feel silly at first, but they train your brain and body to communicate better, to stabilize you, to protect you. And don't underestimate your feet, either. Many older adults start to lose feeling in their soles, or develop bunions, corns, or foot pain that makes walking uncomfortable. When that happens, your body naturally shifts weight, changes posture, and boom, your balance is off. So please, give your feet the care they deserve. Wear supportive shoes, check your toenails, and if needed, see a podiatrist. Your feet are your connection to the earth. Don't let pain in that connection cause a fall that changes your life forever. So, let's pause here for a moment. We've talked about numbness. We've talked about struggling to stand and feeling off balance. 3 signs that seem small, but can change everything if ignored. The good news? You're here. You're watching. That means you care. And caring is the first step to protecting yourself. Now that we understand how these early signs can quietly rob you of your strength and freedom, let's move on to the next danger. A threat that's even more common and even more ignored. Now, let's talk about something that almost every senior experiences at some point. Leg cramps. You know the kind. That sharp, stabbing pain that shoots through your calf in the middle of the night. One moment you're peacefully asleep, and the next, you're gasping in pain, clutching your leg, waiting for it to stop. And the worst part? Sometimes it keeps happening, night after night. Many people think these cramps are just a part of aging. But here's what I want you to understand. Recurrent leg cramps are not just uncomfortable, they are a warning. A warning that your muscles may not be getting what they need. Often, this comes down to poor hydration, low levels of potassium or magnesium, or even narrowing of the blood vessels that supply your legs. Let me tell you a story. I once met a retired teacher named Auntie Mai, age 68. She told me she used to wake up almost every night with such painful cramps that she began to fear going to bed. Her doctor said it was just old age, but she refused to accept that. She started drinking more water throughout the day, added bananas and spinach to her meals, and began doing gentle leg stretches before bedtime. Within a few weeks, the cramps had nearly disappeared. Now, you don't have to overhaul your entire diet overnight, but if you're having regular leg cramps, try adding 1 or 2 potassium-rich foods to your meals, like bananas, sweet potatoes, or avocados. Drink plenty of water, especially in the evening. And before bed, try stretching your calves gently while sitting or lying down. These tiny steps, done consistently, can bring relief and peace of mind. Another silent danger hiding in your legs? Swelling in the ankles or feet. Some people call it water retention, or think it's because they sat too long. But chronic swelling, especially if it's happening daily, is often a sign of poor circulation, heart issues, or even kidney strain. And it's a danger you can actually see, but many people brush off. Your legs are supposed to carry blood back up to the heart, but as we age, the veins in our legs can weaken. This means fluid begins to pool in the lower legs and feet, causing puffiness, tight skin, or that shiny appearance you might have noticed. You might feel your socks leaving deep marks in your skin, or maybe your shoes feel tighter in the evening. That's your body's way of saying, hey, something's not right. If left untreated, this poor circulation can lead to varicose veins, skin ulcers, or even blood clots. That's why it's important to take it seriously. So what can you do? Well, for starters, move more. I don't mean running marathons, but simple foot movements like ankle circles while sitting, or lifting your heels up and down when standing in place, can help push that blood back up toward your heart. You can also elevate your legs for 15 to 20 minutes a day. Just lie down and rest your feet on a pillow higher than your heart. It sounds simple, and it is, but this one action can reduce swelling, improve circulation, and give your heart a little break. And if you spend a lot of time sitting, whether watching TV, reading, or chatting with friends, make a habit of standing up every 30 minutes. Walk around the house, shake your legs out, take a few deep breaths. Your legs are not meant to be still for hours at a time. They were made to move, and movement is medicine. Now, while we're on the subject of circulation, let me tell you about another silent threat that most people completely overlook: cold feet. And no, I'm not talking about feeling a little chilly in the wintertime. I mean that your feet feel cold even when the rest of your body is warm. If your feet are often cold to the touch, especially at night or when sitting still, that could be a sign of restricted blood flow, or worse, peripheral artery disease, a condition that narrows your blood vessels and cuts off vital oxygen to your legs and feet. Some people think cold feet are nothing serious, but if blood isn't reaching your feet properly, then your tissues aren't getting the oxygen they need to stay alive. That's when numbness, slow healing wounds, and even ulcers start forming. I know it sounds scary, but that's exactly why I'm telling you this now. Because this is something you can fight back against if you catch it early. The key again: movement. That gentle pumping of your calf muscles when you walk acts like a second heart, helping push the blood back to your upper body. It also helps warm the tissues, clear toxins, and feed your nerves. So even just walking around the room, marching in place while brushing your teeth, or doing toe raises while waiting for the kettle to boil, every little bit helps. And let's not forget what you put on your feet. Tight socks, poorly fitting shoes, or even staying barefoot on cold floors too long can reduce blood flow further. Choose warm, breathable socks, not too tight, and shoes with a soft sole and enough room for your toes to wiggle. Your feet need space to breathe, and more importantly, space to feel. Now, another danger that hides in plain sight: a change in the way you walk. Maybe your steps have gotten shorter. Maybe you've started dragging one foot more than the other. Maybe your feet point outwards, or you notice a gentle sway in your hips when you walk down the hallway. These little changes might seem harmless, but they often point to something deeper: muscle imbalance, joint weakness, or even early-stage neurological issues. Sometimes people say, "Oh, I've always walked like that." But the truth is, your gait, the way you walk, is one of the best indicators of your health. Doctors can learn a lot just by watching how someone walks across a room. It reflects the coordination between your brain, nerves, joints, muscles, and even your eyes and ears. I once met an elderly gentleman, Mr. Lamb, who had started walking with tiny, shuffling steps. His family thought it was just old man style. But when we encouraged him to see a specialist, they discovered early signs of Parkinson's disease. Because they caught it early, he was able to start treatment and physical therapy, and he's still walking confidently today, years later. So if your walk feels off, if you notice you're avoiding stairs, or your legs feel like they're not listening to you, please take action. Ask someone you trust to walk beside you and give feedback. You can even film yourself on your phone and watch how you move. The sooner you spot the signs, the sooner you can correct them, and stay steady on your feet for years to come. Your legs speak to you every day, not with words, but with signs, subtle hints, gentle nudges, small changes. The question is, are you listening? If you're still with me, that means you're someone who listens to your body and wants to take care of it. That alone already puts you miles ahead. Now let's take a look at another subtle, but incredibly serious warning sign that often gets ignored: slow healing wounds or sores on your legs and feet. You might think it's just a scratch, a blister from a new shoe, or a little cut from the garden. But if days pass and it's still red, swollen, or leaking fluid, you need to take it seriously. Why? Because wounds that don't heal properly can be a sign that your blood isn't reaching that area fast enough. And when blood flow is compromised, your body can't send enough oxygen and nutrients to repair tissue. That means infections can sneak in easily and stay. This is especially important for anyone with diabetes or prediabetes. Even a small wound left untreated can grow quickly into an ulcer, and in the worst cases, lead to gangrene and even amputation. I know that sounds frightening, but knowing this truth can protect you. You don't need to panic. You just need to pay attention. So here's what you can do. Check your feet and lower legs every single day. Yes, even if they feel fine. Look for redness, warmth, blisters, or anything that looks off. If you can't see the bottom of your feet easily, use a mirror or ask someone you trust to help. Clean any wounds gently, apply antiseptic, and keep them dry and protected. And if something doesn't look better within 24 to 48 hours, please don't wait. See your doctor right away. Another warning sign that creeps in silently is burning or tingling in your legs, especially at night. This strange sensation, sometimes described as pins and needles, or even ants crawling under the skin, is often a sign of nerve damage, something we call peripheral neuropathy. It usually starts in the toes, then slowly creeps up the legs. And here's the catch. It doesn't always hurt at first. Some people just feel weird sensations, or think they're imagining it. But it's real. And if you ignore it, those nerves can get permanently damaged. That can lead to loss of feeling in your feet, which means you won't notice injuries, changes in temperature, or even signs of infection. It's like going blind in your feet. But just like with all the other signs we've talked about, there's good news. Early action makes a huge difference. If you feel tingling, burning, or even just a numb blank feeling in your feet, talk to your doctor about getting tested for nerve health and circulation. You might be low in certain B vitamins, or your blood sugar might be running high without you knowing it. And you can support your nerve health at home too. Include more foods rich in vitamin B12, like eggs, dairy, and fish. Stretch and massage your feet daily. Avoid walking barefoot on cold or hard floors. And wear socks at night if your feet get cold or sensitive. I know we've covered a lot already. Numbness, weakness, cramps, swelling, slow healing, and nerve pain. But here's something most people never expect. Leg health is directly connected to your mood, your memory, and even how long you live. That might sound surprising, but stay with me, because what I'm about to share could completely change how you see your legs from now on. You see, your legs aren't just tools for walking. They are powerful indicators of how your body, and even your brain, is aging. In fact, research shows that people with stronger legs tend to have better memory, sharper thinking, and even live longer. Why? Because leg strength reflects movement, activity, circulation, all the things that keep your entire body, including your mind, alive and alert. When you move your legs, you're not just building muscle, you're pumping blood to your brain, sending oxygen to your heart, and producing the hormones that boost your mood and energy. That's why people who stay active, not extreme athletes, just consistent movers, are more likely to stay independent, happy, and mentally sharp into their 80s and 90s. So the next time you feel tempted to say, "It's just age," or "It's nothing serious," I want you to stop. I want you to listen to your legs. Feel them. Trust them. They are trying to tell you something. Maybe they're asking for a little more movement. Maybe they're begging for better shoes. Maybe they're signaling a deeper issue that needs attention. Whatever it is, you have the power to respond. And that's the most important part of today's message. These 8 warning signs we've talked about, they are not a life sentence. They are invitations. Invitations to care, to act, to take back control of your health and your freedom. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't need fancy equipment or big changes. Just start where you are. Stand up a little more often. Add 1 stretch before bed. Look at your feet today, not next week. Drink a glass of water when you wake up. These may seem small, but they are the first steps to a stronger, more independent you. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you experienced any of these signs we talked about today? Numbness, cramps, wobbly balance. Share your experience in the comments. I read every single one. You never know who your story might help. Maybe someone out there needs to hear exactly what you're going through. And if you found today's video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Here at VITAGO, we're building a community of strong, informed, and inspired older adults who believe that aging doesn't mean stopping. It means adapting and thriving. We've got so much more coming. Simple exercises, healing foods, tips to keep your feet happy and your joints pain-free, and even uplifting stories from people just like you who turned their health around. So stay with us. Walk with us. Let's keep moving forward together, one strong step at a time. And hey, whatever age you're at today, happy birthday to your legs. They've carried you through a lifetime, and with a little love, they'll carry you into many more beautiful, active years ahead. Take care, stay steady, and I'll see you in the next video.